grown ass little bitch. You know what I mean? But yeah, the evil urge, or the Yetzer Ha-Ra. The evil urge, or the Yetzer Ha-Ra, is what is that that prevents us from receiving the influence of the Neshamah. According to the terminology of the Zohar, the evil urge, Yetzer Ha-Ra, symbolized by Samael and the snake. The evil urge is the Ruach of the beast, or the what is Carl Jung call it, the animus and the anima, the male and female beastly human half, or the Baphomet. So you got the Adam Kadmon, and then you have the Baphomet. See, the Adam Kadmon is the right side up. The Baphomet is the upside down, but the modern day junk. But see, you got dudes like that. What's that dude? The Dreamwise dude, and the so-called. See, they named themselves all this stuff. But Sleeping Fool, you know, the Baphomet worshippers. Like, dude showed, like, I couldn't believe this shit. Dude showed a picture of the Baphomet symbol with this upside down satanic pentagram junk, and then he showed the Adam Kadmon. Then he said he had up under it as a meme, up under the Adam Kadmon, this conscious dude, then the Baphomet symbol, the spiritual worker. Like the Adam Kadmon symbol is a loser, and the Baphomet, yeah, you know, once again, Brother Panic clone, Baphomet, booty boy, Beyonce worshiping weirdo, listens to Glorilla, weird people. It's fucking strange. But yeah, and that's why his wife is unhappy, because there's negative, evil ass spirits around. Beetlejuice and all that shit, or Nephilim clown spirits and Baphomet and all the other shit be doing. So these soulless people, they honestly cannot tap into this. That's why I say this work right here, this shit is for certain people. And when we in the chapter of the Yetzer Ha-Ra, and yeah, the evil urge. Oh yeah, we gonna show y'all what the evil urge is. Show y'all who has this pretending to be on the Neshamah, but really on the evil urge, the animalistic level. And concerning this, King Solomon said in his wisdom, "Who knoweth the Ruach of a man, whether it goeth upward, and the Ruach of a beast, whether it goeth downward to the earth?" Ecclesiastes 3:21. The Nephesh of the beast is the Nephesh that comes from the side of the evil urge. Both Nephesh and Ruach can be influenced by the evil urge. The Nephesh is the main subject for the evil urge. For if a man follows his selfish craving and anger, he defiles his Nephesh. The Ruach is the intelligent, and consequently, it is not subject to anger or craving, but it can be defiled by pride, arrogance. It can be defiled by pride and arrogance, for here resides the ego. Once again, like I was saying again, old boy feel good in himself that he got all this stuff, you know what I mean, this material stuff, and he can say the word Anunnaki in a I'm talking about I'm not even gonna call him Nazir Ra. I'm gonna call him what he is, Yetzer Ha-Ra. Yetzer Ha-Ra. You know, he feels good within himself. You know what I mean? He has all this stuff. I mean, if I ever, like, see, that's how you know people who is tapped into the Neshamah. If I ever get $1 million or a certain amount of money, you know what I mean? Because I'm a minimalist. Fucking $10,000. I can take $10,000 and live better than a millionaire. Or people who have, because really in America, when it comes to money and all that shit, finances, everybody's fucking broke. Because you live in a suck ass, poor ass, dick ass country. That's why. But basically everybody's fucking broke. But you know, especially the people who put it in their face on social media and everywhere else, they're fucking broke. There's like the book Think and Grow Rich. There's people with money, but they got to use that money for certain things. And there's people without money who can go around the world and do that people with money fucking have. But and all that shit. But y'all know what I'm saying. But once again, it goes into you can defile yourself with pride, arrogance, for here resides the ego. Once again, the Ruach is to rule over the Nephesh, and thus it should be free of its influences. But if it allows itself to be affected by the desires of the body, it loses its rulership and becomes a slave to the lower self. This is why we must take care to keep our soul as pure as possible. A small sin may lead to a bigger sin, and so on. Therefore, we must make an effort to minimize the influence of the evil urge by reducing the amount of anger, jealousy, greed, craving, and egoism in ourselves. And right now it has some stuff right here where it says, and it is taught by R. Shimon ben Elazar. It's just a little write-up that he did. Just for time purposes, I'm gonna skip over that. It's just a little small paragraph, but it says, reducing the amount of anger, jealousy, greed, craving, and egoism in ourselves, like getting rid of all of that in the aspects of, it's like this. Me myself, in all honesty and truth, I've never been jealous. I don't get jealous because I remember this when I was little, bro. I remember this day. I think it was like kindergarten, or was it preschool? It had to be kindergarten because the hallway that I remember I was in my elementary school. I remember this day. I think we was talking about like jealousy or envy in class, and like somebody, but you know how they do when kids with children, one person, I think they had it like with pie or something like that. They showed something on TV or something. This was back in the 90s, early 90s. And they mentioned it was something like the kid had a pie, the other kid didn't have it, and he wanted some, and it didn't mention sharing and stuff like that also, just for children. But just to give an example, like I remember, like, because I thought about it, I was like, the concept of it when I was little, and it was just like, man, like being mad or angry that somebody else has something that I could get. It's just like, you know what I mean? And ever since then, I never really been jealous. I've never had that. You know what I mean? And of course, on YouTube, of course they said I had that. Yeah. Why? Once again, why? It's still everything, even if it seems like I'm going off on a side tangent or whatever, bro, it's still tied in. Why do they think that? Because of their own egos and desires and things like that. You see what I'm saying? When I call out their Yetzer Ha-Ra or evil urge, you see what I'm saying? They're in their arrogance, in their ego, and in their, once again, it all goes in anger, jealousy, saying somebody else is jealous, but they're the ones that's jealous. Not even just saying that, jealous of this, that I'm not a liar. Greed, their greed. Okay, I'm uncovering this. Once again, this is a perfect example. I'm uncovering the things that they're doing, the little subversive shit that they're doing. You know what I mean? The evil stuff that they're doing, the craving of, stalking, getting off, the craving of, the evil urge. Once again, they call it an evil urge for a reason. It's an urge, the craving, the greed, the egoism, the arrogance. You see what I'm saying? I'm glad I don't have, it's like we have it all in us. Because I was about to say, I'm glad I don't have it in me, because I had a thought, we all have it in us. But I'm glad I don't act on those things. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, stuff will make you, like on a basic level, angry, sad, emotions and stuff like that. But it's about what I learned from this book right here and Buddhism and stuff like that. Your willingness to act on it. There's this movie I watched last night, and I love that movie. It's pretty cool. It's called The Buddhist Fist, and it was such the perfect movie when it comes to this right here, because it's this movie. Matter of fact, we might do a watch party tonight, and I might watch that with you guys because it's such a good movie, bro. And it has some especially those kung fu films from back in the 70s and 80s. It has such good lessons in them. It was a monk, and it was this guy who wasn't a monk, but they grew up together. And the monk, he was, he's supposed to be all for Buddha and God and all this stuff. But behind the scenes, he was doing all this, once again, this evil, he was letting the evil urge get to him. You see what I'm saying? He was letting the evil urge get to him. So the guy who wasn't a monk, he was more holier than the person who was a monk. Who he had the aesthetics on. He was doing the mudras. He had the beads. You know what I mean? He would say the words, Amitabha, may Buddha be praised and all this stuff. But behind the scenes, he had the evil urge. He acted on the evil urge. And at the end of the movie, he had to fight the guy who wasn't a monk to learn not, because it was a couple times while he was fighting, he could have killed him. And after the fight was over, they realized, he looked at his body. He was like, he had a whole bunch of Buddhist palms on him. He was like, man, he could have killed me. And then the master was like, yes, even in that moment, he got enlightened. You know what I mean? He didn't act on the urge. You get what I'm saying? He didn't act on the evil urge. So I'm glad I'm I don't act on the evil urges. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, even when it comes to, this is perfect. I use cannabis. I smoke cannabis. And, back in the days, I know it's back in the days when I was when I called myself a smoker, I wasn't really a smoker because I really got a low tolerance, and I really don't see the point in smoking a whole bunch. You know what I mean? Although, the looky watchy pee crew would say, I'm addicted to whatever. But me myself personally, what I know, it's like this. Just to give an example, you see what I'm saying? I have how do I put it? My Nephesh, perfect. That's perfect. My Nephesh, because it talks about how the Ruach is supposed to. Is levels. Your Nephesh is here, your Ruach is here, and your Neshamah is here. You see what I'm saying? And then, but how certain people operate in this world, their Nephesh is on top. See what I'm saying? Their lower self or their emotional soul is on top, and then their Ruach, and then the Neshamah. You see what I'm saying? But with me, I know for me, man, my Nephesh is last. Then comes, you see what I'm saying? Just like, I want to give you another example on Avatar. Avatar. He did not want to kill the Fire Lord, but he had to get, just a cartoon Avatar, he had to get advice from the other Buddhists or the other avatars that came before, different advice. And they was telling him, yeah, we know you're a kind soul. We know you this. We know you that. But justice, peace will not come, only justice will bring peace, basically. That's what it's saying. He was like, damn. Aang was like, man, I don't want to act on this evil urge, but he was letting him know, in this case, you're not acting on the evil urge. You see what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? It's like this as well too. This is perfect. A Muslim, Muslims, people in Islam, they don't eat pork, right? This is another perfect analogy right here. This is all tied into the aspect of the soul and the evil urge and the Yetzer Ha-Ra. A person. Going back to that movie I was telling you about, the Buddhist fist, the monk, you know what I mean? The person who wasn't a monk, although he ate meat and drank wine and all this stuff and all this other things, he was more holier than the person who was a monk. A person who goes to the mosque every day and pray and all this stuff, but behind the scenes he's eating pork chops, all this stuff, doing this, doing that. But then go to the mosque and pray. That's not going to work for him. Consciously eating pork chops and all this shit. But a person, let's say he may not go to the mosque every day. He's Muslim, he's Islam, but he's in the desert, right? There's nothing else. There's nothing else to eat. He's about to die. There's a boar. The only thing there is to eat in the desert is a boar, bruh. The boar is haram as fuck. But you don't want to die though. So you eat the boar, bruh. It's okay. You're not acting on an evil urge. So I'm saying it is evil in the aspects of nature. You see what I'm saying? In the aspects, that's what the Gnostics talking about. And then people twist that shit. They talk about, the Gnostic says this place is evil. And some people be doing that shit for their own gains, just look good. But that's what it's talking about. It's all metaphorical. It's an evil urge in the sense of, you got to eat. You see what I'm saying? Even when even vegans, you're still killing plants, bruh. When you eat an apple, you're still killing that apple because of what they all say that shit. Apples have more life force energy than meat. Well, yeah, the apple has life force energy in it, and you're gonna eat that motherfucker, and then it dies, motherfucker. But anyways, shit like that. Who's more holier? The person who prayed to Allah and said in the desert and said, Allah, I ain't got nothing else to eat, bro. Hey, I'm about to eat this boar. Then the person who's consciously eating pork chops, then go to the mosque and pray. See what I'm saying? The evil urge, bruh. The evil urge. Your actions in this place dictate your soul. See what I'm saying? And it has to be. It has to be. Hopefully, I'm explaining all this stuff in a way where I can understand it as well too. And it has to be like this as well too. Your soul can dictate your actions. You want to get it to where that's where they talk about in Buddhahood, you know what I mean? Your soul dictates your actions. You know what I mean? Or you're going by the actions of your soul. It's all interconnected, both the same or whatever. But yeah, that's the evil urge, man. So let's get back into it. So even small things matter. For a length of time, they will have a powerful influence on our character. This process works both ways. The counteracting principle of the evil urge, or Yetzer Ha-Ra, is the good urge, or the Yetzer Tov. Tov. Tav, Wav, Bait. The good. The covenant connected to the house. Oh, that's cool. Tov. See, that comes from the influence of the Neshamah. So that's what I was just saying. I just literally said that. So yeah, I guess I am explaining this real good to y'all because it's in the book, and I just said that. So yeah, you're good. It's like this. You're good. Outweighs your good must outweigh the bad. You know what I mean? If we continue to perform good deeds, once again, I'm reading this to y'all now, and I'm breaking it down. This will eventually become second nature to us. Ben Azai says, rush or be eager to perform even a minor mitzvah, i.e. religious duty, commandment, good deed, and flee from sin. For one mitzvah leads to another, and one sin leads to another sin. For the reward of a mitzvah is a mitzvah, and the reward of a sin is a sin. We become attached to that which is within us. If we refine and purify the lesser aspects of our soul, we attract that which is holy. In other words, the Neshamah. Woo, going back to, hold on, let me finish. And furthermore, by overcoming the evil urge in ourselves, we lessen the evil in the world, and thus we heal the world. Whew. But hey, yo, what did it say? We attract that which is holy. So once again, that whole law of attraction shit, that is some I think it's some some psyop CIA shit, of course. You know what I mean? Because if you look at the people that's in that movie The Secret and all that stuff, these weird ass celebrities, and you got these weird people talking about it, weird new agers, you know what I mean? And it's like, I talk about the black conscious community a lot, but the white new age community is just like, they're fucking same. You know what I mean? We're on a high vibration. You have to attract it. All the while they have either no soul or a dirty ass soul. Well, your soul can't be dirty, but you know what I mean. They're operating from the Yetzer Ha-Ra, even in that. The soul in all of its aspects. So this is the last part here. We're going to read this last part here, you guys, and I'm going to give you a basic overview. And the next chapter is chapter 6, the Kavana, the magical intention. I'm going to get back into that again. But right now we're just going to get into the more lessons out of this book. But yeah, so the soul in its aspects, in all its aspects, there are more aspects of man that must be considered, at least briefly. The physical body is called Guph, meaning body, person, substance, or surface. It consists of the four elements, that is, the four physiological principles. And in this, and in this, and in, hold up. And in this pattern, he, Elohim, created the body, Guph, from the four elements, fire, air, earth, and water. Zohar 1 and 80. So fire, air, earth, and water. So that's Yod He Vav He. Satanama. Existence, life, death, rebirth. Then there is the Tzelem, meaning shadow, picture, image. This is the etheric body, or etheric double, as it is called sometimes. The Tzelem is the pattern after which the shape of the physical body is formed, which is why it looks like a double or a shadow of the physical body. When a child is conceived, the Tzelem causes the body of the child to grow and take shape. When he, or man, goes out into the physical world, though the Tzelem he grows, and by the Tzelem he walks. This is the meaning of surely man walketh in a Tzelem. Zohar 3 and 10. No, 3 and 104. The Tzelem is the intermediary between the Nephesh and body, belonging to the body, but not to the Nephesh, for it consists of very fine physical matter. The Tzelem is also responsible for the health of the body. When a man becomes very ill, or if he departs from this world, the appearance and shape of the Tzelem changes beforehand. Body, Guph, and Tzelem are the two material parts of man. The immaterial parts, that is, the parts of the soul, are fivefold. And thou shalt love Yahuwah thy Elohim with all thy heart. Deuteronomy 6 and 5. It corresponds the body, and with all thy soul, it corresponds different aspects of the soul. For there are 5 names to it: Neshamah, Ruach, Nephesh, Chaya, and Yechida. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 3 main aspects of the soul. And then there's like smaller aspects, because we already have the Nephesh, Ruach, and the Neshamah, Ruach, and Nephesh, and then you have the Chaya and Yechida. Chaya and Yechida. Chaya is like life force. Yechida is like, I forgot what Yechida means, but it explains it in here. The Chaya, or the living one, I just said that, of course, is the primordial spark or divine life force from which we come. That is like the center of a mandala. If you look at a Hindu mandala, is matter of fact, this the Sri Yantra right here. If you look at, it's dirty, but if you look at it, because I actually been using this thing, if you look at the center of it, there's a dot. There's always a center dot in the middle of every mantra. I mean, every yantra. Well, yantras are mantras, but the center of it, the center, like the 6-pointed star, is really 7, because it's the center is 1, 2. So the center is the divine, is the thing is talking about right there. Let me go back to it. The living one is the primal spark, is what your soul is made out of. It is sometimes called the Neshamah of Neshamah. Oh shit, damn, the soul of the soul. Woo. Yechida, the single one, is the highest level of the soul. As the name single one indicates, there is only one Yechida for all beings, that is. On the level of the Yechida, we are all one. Thus, my Yechida is very same as our Yechida. The level of the Yechida is the level of the total unity of all beings, both with each other and with Elohim. Each of the aspects of the soul is connected to the tree of life. The Yechida belongs to the Ketcher, and the Chaya, the Chokhmah, the Neshamah, the Binah, and the Ruach, the Tifereth, often seen as including the surrounding Sephirot, Chesed, Geburah, Nizak, and Had. The Nephesh belongs to Yesod and the body, to Malkuth, as does the Tzelem, which is the finer aspects of the body. Some believe that the Nephesh belongs to Malkuth due to its connection to the body. So yeah, man, that's it. That's the whole chapter of aspects of the soul, man. And that was good. I myself learned, although I had this book a long time, just reading it out loud like that and teaching you guys, I learned a lot from that. You know, in that last part I talked about Malkuth being the place where the Nephesh, or the physical body, dwells. And it's interesting, you know, because I did the video. Matter of fact, let me show y'all. I did the video already on, let's see, where is this thing? I did the video already on this was a while back. This was like 2 or 3 years ago, but I kept some of my videos on this for my channel because I'm pretty much blacklisted everywhere, so any day my channel could get banned. So I'll be keeping my stuff. So you know, I may upload this one again, man, because I'm talking about how the prima materia is the blood. So look at this. So the prima materia is the philosopher's stone, right? So the prima materia is the philosopher's stone. What color is the philosopher's stone? If you don't know what color the philosopher's stone is, it's crimson. If you saw it in Harry Potter, you know what I mean? The sorcerer's stone or philosopher's stone. What is crimson in our bodies? The blood. What is alchemy? Transmutation of metals. Transitional metals in the blood. The human, the Adam Kadmon, not no Baphomet, is the philosopher's stone. Human, the Adam man, Adam, first blood, Adam, dam means blood in Hebrew, dam, Aleph, first, spirit, blood, Adam, there we go. Malkuth, the dwelling place of the Shekinah, the philosopher's stone. The human body has the philosopher's stone within it. You know what I mean? That's what, like in Eastern philosophy, when you practice Kung Fu, that's what you're doing. You're chiseling away at the stone to get the philosopher's stone. That's how when you become a master and all that stuff. But yeah, man, hopefully you got something out of this. And this is just a little reading that I did for the website, you know, for you guys that's taking the classes on the